Alright, so what is up everybody on YouTube? This is Bullet RC, and before I start this tutorial, I just want to give a big shout out to the OGs in the thrifting, like vintage game, that I used to watch all the time, which would be Professor Snap, which I learned a lot of this technique from, the Iceman 289, and also DP The Truth. So shout out to those guys. They helped me basically bring back old snaps, discover like thrifting, picking up like dope vintage stuff. Like you guys see, I got a couple vintage pieces over there. Some stuff like all this stuff that I kind of picked. Some of the stuff I picked up from the thrift, like old starter stuff, pro player, and just different things, majestic, you know, different things that you can find at thrifts, and just make it your own, man. You can just do whatever with. So big shout out to them. And this video is basically me showing you how to fix an old hat. So basically, you know, you got this hat that I still haven't fixed yet or whatever, been being lazy, and you can make it look like this, like brand new, really nice. And this basically works for any type of hat. You just gotta kind of, you know, modify the way you do it, and I'm gonna explain that in the video. Hopefully this is helpful to anyone. A lot of people have done this video before, but people are asking me to do it, so I did it, and hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and always nothing below for you guys. Big shout out to the fans, everybody out there. Alright, enjoy the tutorial. Peace. So this is what you're gonna need. Basically your hat of choice, some type of Resolve or detergent, Shout could work, a toothbrush, electric one's really good, towels, scissors, some type of starch or hairspray would work, and plastic bags and cardboard. Alright, so here what you're going to be doing is cleaning the hat. Basically all you're going to do is spray around the areas that you need to clean with the Resolve or Shout or whatever type of stain deterrent you got, or detergent, whatever, and just be watchful for like dark embroidery, dark dyes, anything like that, because they can bleed around the hat. So just be wary when you're spraying the Resolve, is what I got, Resolve or whatever, on the hat, because if you spray too much on maybe a dark dye or a dark tinted embroidery, it could bleed over into the hat, especially since this is a white hat. You gotta watch out for it. I think the most important thing, as you're seeing right here, is just cleaning the sweatband. This is an all white hat, and I know that as soon as I get done with it, it's probably not going to be like cocaine white. It's not going to be a super bright white. So I've already accepted that. I mean, when you get hats from the thrift, especially white hats, it's probably something somebody's been wearing, or it's just old. So over time, it's going to turn kind of off white. But I mean, that's what I like about them. They, you know, they look old. They're unique. I don't think I'm going to see anyone else with this hat on anywhere ever in my state, like ever. But anyways, getting back to the cleaning, basically cleaning the sweatband. Watch out for dark embroidery, and just make sure, if you really don't want to, like, you know, move up or lift the dye off of a hat, just clean the parts that really need to be cleaned, and then just spray the rest of the hat with Resolve, and just wash off with the water. That's basically all I have to say about this part of the process. So something I like to do after my hats are like kind of wet, I like to just kind of hang them on something, you know, or on a faucet, anything over a sink or somewhere where the water can drain to, while you prepare everything else. Now basically with your towels, all you're going to do is fold them into like thirds, and then after that you're going to roll them up into kind of like a, what does it kind of look like a Cinnabon type deal. So you fold them into thirds and you just roll them up, and you guys can see it right here live. So now here, basically what you're doing is making a cardboard crown. Basically, you know how when you buy a new hat from the store or whatever, they have a little cardboard inside the front of the hat. That's basically what you're making. So all you need is basically a rectangular piece of cardboard. Now depending on your hat is going to be depending on the size you want to make it. You basically make it whatever size you want, bigger, smaller, however you want the hat to fit on your head. So basically I'm going to cut this out really quick, and I'm going to show you the two different ways, or you know, the two separate ways I did this time, that can relate to how you're going to do it. Now as you guys can see right here, I had two separate pieces. I got a smaller piece and a bigger piece. And basically from here, to get your sizing, I used to measure it, but you know, depending on the hat, like you can see this one has a way bigger crown than the shark tooth junk that I have right here. The crown is a lot lower, and you know, those exact measurements always aren't going to work for every hat. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that one, you see I have a smaller one, and you can kind of just put it up against the hat and see where you need to cut it at, how high, how much width you need to do it. And a lot of times what you can do is like the ending of the bill on each side where the orange is, if you don't know what the bill of a hat is, the orange on the sides, that's where I like to kind of cut mine, or cut them inside that. So your cardboard piece should be a little bit inside of those two lines. I kind of use that as my guideline on the hat. So as I'm looking at this one right here, I can see that. Now when I'm moving on to the bigger crowned hat, the dimensions are going to change, so that's why I recommend doing this, and you guys can see exactly how you want to cut it. And I say if you're not sure, don't cut it too small, cut it bigger, and you can cut it down to what you need it to be. Another thing to note, guys, right here I do have my cutouts and everything measured up, everything looking nice according to the size of the crown of the hats. When you're cutting your cardboard, make sure you cut it in a direction where you can actually bend it. As you can see, those two fold lines in the bigger one, some cardboard has the cardboard, the way it's made, one way it bends and one way it doesn't. So if you just kind of fold your cardboard and it's folded and nice and malleable and you can move it, as good. If it's really hard to fold, you probably want to fold the other way. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm pretty sure once you pick up a piece of cardboard and you bend it, you can definitely tell the difference. Right here is basically just showing you guys a fit on each hat, what it would look like. Alright, so basically right here, this is just me stuffing the hat with the towels and also the plastic bags. Now, plastic bags basically fill as space fillers. You don't always need to use them. Say for instance, if you stuff the hat with the towels and it looks straight, looks good to you, then you're good. Sometimes you want to use the paper bags just to fill in any spots that are kind of like airy, any airbag spots in the hat that doesn't have any real cushioning, that when you dry it, it may or may not look like you want it to look. Now, the first time I did it, I did not do it right, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to where it actually looks good and where I wanted to have it. You know, you're not always going to get this on the first try. I've done this probably like 5 or 6 times, or maybe even 10 plus times, and I didn't get it on the first try. It's just basically a trial and error thing, and when you get your hat the way you want it, you'll know it's the way you want it. Another thing to note here is that depending on the way you want your hat to fit, you know, towards the top, I like to flip mine over and kind of pat it down just to make sure that the hat isn't too puffy on the top, like bubbly looking. I like it to be flat, and as you can see, that's what I got right there. You just basically flip it over and tap it down. This also helps, you know, patting in the hat. And also right here, I was just showing, you know, say for instance, if there was a spot that I needed to, like on the side that I needed to fill in with the plastic bags, I could just take them. If I need to, you could cut it up and you just basically stuff it in there, and it fills in any spots that you need filled in. Easy and easy. Now this is basically the home stretch. After you completed everything, after you know, made all your pieces, washed your hat, got everything together, what you're gonna do is spray the inside of the hat and the outside with some type of starch or hairspray. Alright, so now that your hat's cleaned, everything's packed in and it's ready to dry, you can either put your hat in a dryer or on a dryer rack. You can sit them outside, just be wary of the sun can fade colors, or you can sit them in front of some type of fan. Either way, you're just going to want to dry your hat, and if you want your bill to be flat, you can put something other than the bill, maybe a towel or something else, to prop it up. Okay, y'all, so I just wanted to show you guys what it should look like in your final product. Hopefully this worked for you. Any questions, once again, leave them down below and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. As you guys can see, this hat looks just way better. The shape is there. You guys know what this hat looked like before. I'm gonna just hold it by the bill so you guys don't think I'm faking or nothing, but look at that. The shape is great on this one. A lot of people may not like the crown on this one because the crown is so high. See how high it sits up like this? It's up super duper high. So if you don't like that on some hats, you can just turn around backwards for real. I don't really like wearing my hats backwards, but sometimes you gotta do it. But anyways, that's what this hat looks like. And then these hats basically cost me $2 each. And guys, you can see I turned a $2 hat, a thrift find, into a brand new crisp hat. There's no one else gonna have these hats on probably unless it's like more of a popular vintage snap. Like this hat, I don't think I'm gonna see anybody else with this hat on. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps. I hope anyone didn't have any trouble with it. And once again, if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. Please rate us, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.